You seem to understand. I'm not locked in here with you. You're locked in here with me! I'm going all out!
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20! 20!
Hi there, everyone. Lars and Scott back with another Dandadan review and analysis brought to you by Camille's Harem, a channel for novice authors by novice authors. And because writing is an adventure, it's more fun with friends. And this latest episode of Dandadan was just another great battle romp, but with a fantastic application of skills, intelligence, of the setting. It all just came together with the perfect undertones of humor and some really dark themes to just be cooked into this delicious bake. I mean, if this episode was a bake, Paul Hollywood himself would be all like, oh, lovely layers, mate. Oh, and just eat that. And I think I just gave him an Australian accent. We're moving along with
it. You nailed that. Thank you, Lars. Oh, man. This episode was so much fun. We had, like previous episodes, we had a lot of the mystery building up. We had a lot of, like, the doom and gloom. Like, everything's hopeless. Like, literally everything's hopeless. And then this episode, we get into the full-on action comedy that this show is known for. And it delivered in spades. It was fantastic.
Oh, just, yeah, so much fun. So let's quickly go over some of the details of this episode, some of the, what all goes on, and then we're going to start breaking it down because there's a lot to talk about for this action-packed episode. So with where we pick up with Okaroon stepping in at the very last second to intercept the ball of souls from smacking into Momo, he just manages to neutralize the attack long enough to get Momo and start getting out of dodge. But the evil eye is hot on their trail, blasting the place apart, shredding it apart as poison continues to rain down from the Mongolian Deathworm's lair. It's an awful ball of suck. But Okaroon manages to get him and Momo out just far enough ahead with Turbo Granny's speed. Meanwhile, Turbo Granny's actually stuck down in the basement. Gets them up to where a lot of the homes once were. The lair has been shredded, and so there's no easy access anymore to the hole where the current house stands. So Momo and Okaroon come up with a plan. Mostly Okaroon actually comes up with this plan, which is pretty genius. He's going to put Momo onto a sofa. She's going to sit on it. He's then going to turn again into his yokai self and then go all out to launch her as high as he can. And she then uses her own powers to then grasp a hold of the ledge, haul herself up, so that way she can then get rope or something to try to get it down there to haul Okaroon up. The only problem is that's like 10 stories at least. She does not have enough rope to get it to get him on up, and not before the evil eye catches up with Okaroon. So Momo Momo decides that like, okay, so how do I get him on out? I know she has this flashback to a time where she and Gigi were checking out earthworms, and this idea clicks. And so she starts burning the house to bring the fire department on the scene so that way they can flood the place, upset the worm, and the worm will come ripping right on out, and hopefully Okaroon will takes a hold, or it creates another way down for her. Either way, this will at least help them get rid of the worm, and it'll then be easier, hopefully, to have something to get Okaroon out. Meanwhile, Okaroon goes toe-to-toe with the evil eye, and the evil eye, when they're on even footing, dominates Okaroon at first, just throwing him around, beating him up, punching him, and then finally has this really epic moment where he encases Okaroon into this impenetrable barrier that's set up to be like a little house. He then steps in and he's just all like, haha, you can't escape me in here, and then just proceeds to start taking apart Okaroon. And as he's beating him up, He's gloating about how he's now going to get loose. He's going to destroy all humans, and then he's going to turn on Momo, and he's going to torture that succulent soft shell, and that just ticks off Okaroon. Okaroon's like, you've done 3 things that you shouldn't have. First is that you threatened to hurt Momo. You hurt Momo on top of that, which Gigi would never do. And on that topic, you're possessing Gigi. You are going to give back my friend. And if you don't, and then he starts going all out, which I love how he beats him by not using punches, but by squatting super fast. So he's just squatting, and he's doing sets of 20 as he just starts pummeling the evil eye in this confined space. The evil eye thought he was dominating by creating this perfect trap. Little did the evil eye know, no, it wasn't that Okaroon was locked in there with him. He's locked in there alone with Okaroon. And Okaroon just shreds him, busts on open, and it's like, the last thing you did is that you pissed me off. But now Okaroon has gone all out twice. The power recedes. He goes and he tries to help Turbo Granny, who is stuck in the muck, and ends up getting stuck in there himself because he's now back to wimpy old teenage self. And we cut then back to where the firefighters have arrived. They're spraying down the house. Momo's about to get arrested for starting the fire when then the Mongolian Deathworm finally erupts, sends everyone into a panic. But now that it's out in the sun, just like with an earthworm, it begins shriveling up. And Momo does not let up. It does not give it a chance to get back into the shadows, to get away from the sunlight. She picks up the entire firefighter truck, uses it to wreck what's left of the house, burns up the worm. The worm then vomits out the Keto clan. Those bastards, but they're still alive. And then the volcano erupts. It's like the stakes just keep going up. It's like last time you thought that when this all began, you thought it was just simply stopping a morbid sacrifice from going on. But oh no, there's a worm that's now on the loose that they have to survive. And you thought that was the worst of it. Oh no, now there's the evil eye possessing Gigi. You thought that was the worst of it. Oh no, there's now a volcano erupting. And that is where we're at.
Okay, so I have a question for you, Lars.
Yes.
Because Evil Eye makes a house, right? So if they're playing house, who's the mama, who's the papa, who's the little kid?
Oh boy. Well, the way that Evil Eye was acting at first was very much like, I'm the dad here. But after the spanking he just got, it's very clear that Okaroon is the daddy. And I mean, if Okaroon's the daddy, then that makes Momo the mommy. So we have a happy family-ish.
Dysfunctional.
We have a happily dysfunctional family.
Exactly. Oh man, I see. Like I was saying before, this is such a fun example of what makes this show like so great. Because previous episode, all doom and gloom, we're getting lore, we're getting attached to characters, and then getting betrayed by it. But this episode is like, okay, now that all the lore's been dropped, it's time to take some action. And like, we get to see like Momo and Okaroon like powered up. Like they've got more experience under their belt. They're better able to handle the situations they're in. And like, they're going all out, and Okaroon's only able to do it so much. Like, it definitely shows. That leads to a wonderfully comedic moment, like when Okaroon gets stuck trying to save Turbo Granny.
Oh my gosh, Turbo Granny looks so freaking cute in that whole sequence. Like, oh, you sweet little murderous spirit stuck in a cat.
It was great, just all around great. Oh man, I still have questions of what's going to happen, like, because how do you resolve a volcano, like a natural disaster? I mean, do you just let it go? But like, can you just let it go when you're the one who caused it? Let's not get copyright strict. You get the idea. Like, okay, our actions caused this, but like, what do we even do about it when we have another crazy thing going on? How do we take out Evil Eye? Like, other than just beating him senseless. I mean, Okaroon got that, but like, I doubt that's the end of that.
Mm-hmm.
So it's still a lot of questions, and there's still stuff from like the setup. What's going on with the priest who wants to become a YouTuber? Like, we had lore dumped on us then that I haven't seen quite fit into the puzzle quite yet.
Yeah.
We have what the Keto family was doing originally that they've like attributed to the Mongolian Deathworm, but I think they erroneously attached that to the Mongolian Deathworm. But I still don't have answers to that quite yet.
Yeah. Say, having read ahead in the manga, like I know that next episode will resolve the events within the hot springs town. As far as the evil eye goes, that's obviously something way bigger and will take some time to be resolved. But
we're still resolving stuff with Momo and Okaroon and Turbo Granny and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, like I'm fine with that.
Oh yeah. Yeah, and that's it, like everyone just strap in because we're in for a long ride with many amazing twists and turns. But what I'm just going to say is that as we go into this next episode, we've already been given all of the puzzle pieces necessary to put together the full picture. But the interesting thing is, like with many puzzles, you need a guiding picture in order to put everything into their correct place. Otherwise, it's a real pain because so many times, so many of the puzzle pieces just look too similar. How do you know where to put it all together? And that's the mystery of this town. We have everything that we need to know, but we are missing the pattern. And just as a very slight spoiler, going to the next episode, Momo is the brilliant one who starts figuring out how things get together, how everything comes together. And this is something that I feel needs to be stressed way more than it currently is. I've seen so many videos talk about how Momo is such a great heroine within shonen because she takes charge. She's so independent. She knows what she wants, and all of this is very true. She's also got a pretty banging wardrobe. But Momo is incredible because she is so smart. And not only is she smart, she knows how to apply those smarts. And that's what makes her, when you combine her either with her powers or with someone else using their powers, that's what makes Momo so formidable. And what allows her to actually be a fun lead. Because if she was as dumb as rocks and was just relying on Okaroon to solve everything for her, it would not be as enjoyable of a show, and she would not be as dynamic as of a character.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, we talked about how like Momo has the street smarts and like Okaroon has like the book smarts, but like time after time, it's Momo that's connecting things, that's solving a lot of the issues going on. She is able to make those connections when and where it counts, and Okaroon's able to like go off of that information and like speed through and figure out whatever situation's happening. I mean, I know we've got two main characters, but like for real, Momo's like the main character.
Yeah.
In this, like we started with Okaroon and everything, but like Momo plays such a big role in this story. It would be, if anything, she's got the most important. She's got the VIP role in the middle of everything that's happening.
Yeah, she absolutely does. And again, I think that's what makes her such a fun character. Because let's just be honest, dull as rocks, bland protagonists, we get absolutely inundated with them. When you get a smart protagonist in anime, they're usually pulling out little like tricks. They are like, wait a second. Did we have any setup for that beforehand, or is this just a new power-up that you just pulled out of the ether to make this happen? And it's like 50-50. Sometimes it's even more than 50-50 in the favor of, I just pulled this random thing out of the ether, and it now makes sense because the plot demands that it makes sense. A lot of the genius, I would argue, to Dandadan's writing is just how smart it is, and that it gives you everything you need ahead of time to realize this is how it's all going to work. And sure, it's such a fast-paced story that oftentimes we miss those details, but on a second watch or on a second read, you're like, oh wow, it was literally right there in front of me the whole time. I feel dumb that I didn't see it immediately, but now that I do, it just like it makes the experience that much more enjoyable.
Definitely.
And Momo is the one who brings that usually all together. Okaroon does have some pretty awesome moments where he also does that. I will just say this, like as a little bit of a wink to a later event that should happen in this season. Okaroon has a moment where he also brings all of the different elements together like Momo does. And it's just like, oh my gosh, that's so cool.
Awesome. I'm excited for it. It's been a fun ride so far. I've really enjoyed it. Going back to like other like anime protagonists, I feel like there's another category. Like you've got the bland protagonists, and then you've got like the ones that just like pull stuff randomly out of nowhere. And then you've got like, which definitely part of like pulling stuff out of nowhere, but you've got these characters that like they're written as so smart that like nobody, including the author and the readers, can actually understand them. And it's definitely not the case in this show. And when I say that about those kind of characters, I'm thinking like Lelouch specifically. Anyway,
I think of Sosuke Aizen. I know that that's the thing. Like Sosuke Aizen's like, I've thought of everything, and I'm just like Aizen, my dude. You plan for every weird conjecture and possibility that I literally think that you would not know what to do if someone had a gun that could just happen to hit you. If power leveling wasn't so balanced in your favor, or wasn't so skewed in your favor, I should say, this guy with all of his intelligence would not know what to do if a simple guy came and mugged him from behind.
I think the only other thing I really want to point out this episode, though, is like Momo gets up to the top and she's like, okay, I have to call in help. I need to figure out the situation. And she gets the idea about the worm. Well, she faces some like very interesting real world fears for some people by like almost getting arrested. And it's just like, yeah, we're having this like existential horrifying fear of like the Deathworm and Evil Eye, like what they're doing to everybody, and then now we have to worry about getting like thrown the back of a police car too. Thank you, Dandadan. You're just making this like cover everybody's fears, aren't you?
Yeah. Though I will actually counter a little bit with that particular scene, because I felt like the cops were just all like, well, we got to blame someone. You've already said that you're the arsonist. The arsonist is trying to let you know that something's going. They're like, you can say it down. You can say it down at the station. And it's like, I'm like, you know what? Most cops, and I know a fair number of cops actually, would be all like, okay then. If you're causing this much chatter, and if you're going to already start spilling the beans right now at the scene of the crime, go on ahead, because your lawyer can't protect you, is normally how most cops act. Get all the information while the person's freaking out, and you can easily start building a case against them. That is what most cops do. I felt like this was very much like well, we're the cops, and there's something going wrong here, so time for you to get into the back of the car because you already admitted that you're the arsonist. And I'm just going to say, like, again, it's like a little bit of a wink and a nod to events that happen way later in the story. It feels like the manga for Dandadan was like, yes, I know that I kind of pulled a little bit of a dumb cop card. Just you wait when I then pull the smart cop card. Uh-oh. Oh, boy. There's a smart cop that shows up later on. And you're just all like, what? Holy cow!
We've already been shown that like the police are in the Keto family's pocket, like up to this point. We already know how dumb they are. Like, so it's nothing new in this specific location.
Okay, yeah, no, that's true. That's a good point to bring up.
I enjoyed this episode though. I enjoyed every episode though. I'm not a hater in that regard. I just enjoyed it.
There is one moment in this episode that I feel like we should point out because it's artistically stunning, but it also felt highly reminiscent of another movie. and that's when that's when the worm looks into the sun and begins dying. The way it's framed, the lighting and everything, even though it's the only difference is it's sunset rather than sunrise, is Princess Mononoke when they kill the death god.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah, that was something where like I've watched this episode now 3 times, and each time I'm like, that just looks like Princess Mononoke. It's very beautiful, very stunning, and very similar.
Well, and like Dandadan's one of those shows, like it's not going to deny that it's pulling inspiration from a bunch of different stuff. A lot of Momo's wacky like arm movements, somebody was pointing out, is completely based off of Ultraman moves. And so like it's not hidden in the show that like there were inspirations taken from a lot of different stuff. So I'm not all that surprised.
So there you have it. Those have been that's been our review and our thoughts and analysis of this episode. We would love to hear now your thoughts, your reviews. What did you see? What did you notice that maybe we didn't bring up? Anything that we happen to get wrong in our assessments and so forth? We'd love to hear from you in the comments. And we'd also love it if you would continue to join us on this incredible adventure that we call writing by subscribing. It is free to do, but if you'd like to support us financially, you can always check out the books that we have published. Links for all of them are in the description below. So thank you guys so much for joining us. And until the next video, y'all, please do not leave the possessed cat toy down in the basement with all the muck, because that might come back to bite you later. And choose.
Okini.
Huh? Oh, hell no! Bye-bye! House!